tired this morning? I am willing to bet that you are. The reason that I say that is because when I did my perimenopausal videos and my supplement videos, I had talked about struggling with adrenal fatigue. Well, I have received an enormous amount of people claiming that they go through the same thing and wanting me to talk about the topic of adrenal fatigue. You are not alone. In fact, over 80% of people struggle with being fatigued on a regular basis. It really, though, is incredible how many requests I received for this video. I have been doing YouTube for a little over a year and a half, and I honestly don't know if I have had as many requests for a video topic as I have for this one. So I am so happy to bring this to you today. One of the reasons for that is I have struggled with adrenal fatigue. I have compromised my adrenals in the past. It took a couple years to get that reversed, and now my adrenals are doing amazing, and I can overall tell with just how I function on a daily basis. I would love to be able to help guide you in the right direction to get the help that you may need. We are going to be talking about adaptogen herbs, specifically the adaptogen herbs that I incorporate into my regime. I am also going to share with you one that I am getting ready to test out. Let's talk a little bit about what the symptoms of adrenal fatigue are. Let me share with you that almost all of the health and wellness coaching that I do, pretty much all clients experience that afternoon crash, or I call it the 2 o'clock coma. That is a very big sign. I do believe diet has a lot to do with that as well, but that is a big symptom or sign that you have compromised or taxed your adrenals. Some of the other things that people experience when they have adrenal fatigue, a big one is dark circles under the eye. That is one of the very first signs that can be detected if somebody is in adrenal fatigue. Another one is major sugar cravings, and I can tell you that I believe that one full-heartedly, as when I was suffering from adrenal fatigue, there's no question that my sugar cravings were escalated. They have definitely leveled out now that I have gotten that taken care of. Of course, another prominent one is, again, the 2 o'clock crash that most people experience. Another one is if you get a really good night's sleep and you are logging your sleeping hours on a regular basis, but you're still struggling to get up in the morning, and even after you do get up in the morning, you still struggle. You still feel exhausted. That is another prominent symptom of being in adrenal fatigue or taxing your adrenals. Lack of motivation in general. You are just never motivated. Now, sometimes we can fall into our own patterns of not being motivated, but it also can be a symptom. If you have a lot of the symptoms that I am mentioning, that to me is an indicator that you are going to want to talk to your doctor of functional medicine and have these hormone levels tested. Have your adrenals tested, have your cortisol levels, your thyroid, all of these things so that you can get this under control. What adaptogens do is they help your body level out cortisol levels. If you are extremely stressed, and let's face it, who is not in this day and age? Our jobs are stressful. Our home life is stressful. We're burning the candle at both ends. We're putting out fires all day long. Lack of sleep will spike your cortisol. Over-exercise can spike your cortisol. But being stressed all the time is totally going to throw your cortisol levels out of whack. Adaptogens will help take care of that. When cortisol levels stay spiked for so long, it taxes our adrenals so much that over time, our adrenals are no longer working. Sometimes your cortisol can go so low that your adrenals are so compromised that they just shut down. And that is when you are in severe adrenal fatigue. And what's going to happen is when our body is not functioning right, when we're not getting that ebb and flow, it wreaks havoc on everything. So it can wreak havoc on your diet. You could be eating really clean. You could be getting your exercise in. And because you've compromised your adrenals so much, it's almost like you go into a state of like a metabolic syndrome where your metabolism shuts down. It's really important to get the stress under control, but to complement doing that with a supplement program, and that's what I want to share with you today. Before we do, I want to share that another prominent symptom of adrenal fatigue is if you're constantly getting rattled, if you just get so uptight so quickly, almost like you're always in that fight or flight mode. We all know that, if we were being chased by a wild animal, our body is going to go into a high dose of cortisol because we are stressed at the time. It's that fight or flight mode. But if you go to work every day and it's stressful, and you come home every day and it's stressful, and everything is stressful, and you're just always frazzled and reactive and all of those things, that can be a sign of adrenal fatigue. All right, enough about that. Let's travel a little bit down memory lane. Several years back, when I had my blood work done and I had went in for my annual physical, I was already starting to show the signs of perimenopause. We did some blood work and we found out that my adrenals were compromised. My doctor of functional medicine wanted me to start taking a product called Adrenal. This is not by prescription. You do get this on Amazon, although it is quite pricey. She wanted me to start incorporating this 3 months on, then 3 months off. 3 months on, 3 months off. So I kept notes in my planner to make sure that I stayed on that program. I did that for a couple years, but during those couple of years, I started to incorporate some adaptogen herbs along with it. I also started doing my homework on adrenal fatigue to try to find out what the culprits were and what I could do about it, because I didn't want to continue taking this particular product. I eventually stopped taking the Adrenal and went solely with the adaptogen herbs that I have incorporated into my diet. And basically what has happened is I just started to feel better. There's no question that this worked. It was just a matter of I wanted to get off of it because it became quite an expensive product. What happened was I started to feel better, and incorporating the adaptogen herbs, I just continued to feel better. So I quit taking this. I didn't tell my doctor. I stuck with the adaptogen herbs that I was incorporating. When I went back in April for my annual physical and we ran all the blood work again, my blood work came back saying that my adrenals were really good. So what happened was it made me recognize that what I am using is working. And those are the products that I want to share with you today. I have 5 products that I incorporate. There are more adaptogen herbs out there. These are the ones that I have chosen to use. These are the ones that are working for me, but I do have one that I'm going to be testing here pretty soon. The first one I want to talk about today is Rhodiola rosea. I do take this one in a pill form. Pretty much all of the adaptogen herbs that I talk about today can be taken in a pill form. They can be taken in a liquid, which is how I do most of them, and you will see that. A lot of them you can do as a tea, and many of them you can do as an essential oil as well. So it's really going to be your personal preference. Rhodiola rosea is major, powerful, and potent for endurance. If you are somebody that does hit that 2 o'clock coma every single day, or maybe you do a strenuous workout like I do, or you're an athlete, Rhodiola rosea is going to help with that. It is going to give you endurance. The second one I want to talk about is Schisandra. Not only is Schisandra great for your kidneys, your adrenals, it's also great for your liver as well. Schisandra is a great adaptogen herb. The other thing that I want to mention about Schisandra, and a lot of these, in fact, Rhodiola rosea, if you do get a supplement for your adrenals, a lot of times, for instance, that Adrenal that I shared with you, this really is a mix. It has Rhodiola rosea, it also has Schisandra in it. So sometimes you will find a blend. The third adaptogen herb that I want to talk about is ashwagandha. I have had this one incorporated into my regime for a long time. Ashwagandha is the king when it comes to thyroid function. If your thyroid is compromised, I highly recommend you look into incorporating ashwagandha into your regime. Ashwagandha is another one that you would find if you were to pick up a supplement that has to do with thyroid function. If you were to look at the ingredients in there, you're most likely going to find ashwagandha in that list. The fourth one is probably the most common or well-known. Many of you may recognize this one. This adaptogen herb is Asian ginseng. This is probably the first that I incorporated into my regime, and I think it's probably because it was the most well-known. I was familiar with Asian ginseng before I really even started to study adrenal fatigue, how to take care of it, what the culprits were, and what the symptoms were. The beautiful thing about Asian ginseng is this is an energy boost. Again, if you are somebody that deals with lulls throughout the day, loss of energy, and you need a little boost, in fact, an immediate boost, I would recommend Asian ginseng. It's a great one to keep on hand. If you work outside of the home and you're in an office, keep this in your desk drawer. It's a wonderful one for energy, and you will get that immediate boost. If you watched my perimenopause video, as well as my video, What I Drink for Health, Wellness, and Beauty, which don't worry, all of these videos will be linked below as well as the blog post. Holy basil is another wonderful adaptogen herb. It's actually a fantastic tea. That being said, this is my preference of incorporating this is holy basil through a tea because I love the taste of it. This is another very popular adaptogen herb in Ayurvedic medicine. One of the beautiful things about holy basil is it is wonderful for female hormone health. If you suffer from PMS symptoms, PCOS, you're going through perimenopause, as I am, holy basil is definitely going to help to alleviate some of those symptoms that you experience. This is also another one that you could do in the form of an essential oil. You can apply it to your neck. Like I said, many of these, there's different varieties of how you can utilize them. Holy basil is also great for thyroid function, so it's a great one to complement with your ashwagandha. There's the 5 adaptogen herbs that I incorporate that I am having wonderful results with. What I do is I just have a little medicine cup and I will just put like 3 drops into that medicine cup, put a little bit of water in there, and then I drink it. And I may do that 2-3 times a day. It really just depends. You always have to find what you require and what works for you and what is giving you results. If you try something, and this is clear across the board with anything, if you try something and you're not getting results, try something else. Again, if it's working, you want to stick with it. If it's not, reach out, do your homework, do some research, talk to your doctor, whatever you need to do to try to find something to help you. But don't forget that your lifestyle choices, again, we're not going to fix the stress. People want stress to go away. In this day and age, with all the stimulus that we have, even being on our phones all the time, that spikes cortisol. Being on our computers all day, all that stimulus that is going on, not getting enough sleep, the stress that we deal with of burning all these candles and taking care of everything that we do. It's taxing, and what happens is it's stressful. You have to manage it. You can't fix it, but you have to manage it. You have to take charge of your health. It is the best gift that you can give yourself. Before we leave here today, I do want to talk about one adaptogen that's not an herb, but rather a mushroom that I am getting ready to incorporate. I am going to do a period of a trial with this and see if I notice any other changes. It's called reishi. Reishi is the most powerful mushroom. Not only is it for life, meaning immortality, it also is anti-aging, and the biggie is it is a cancer fighter. The reishi mushroom is the #1 and most potent cancer fighter out there. So I am really excited. I am actually going to be teaming up with a brand called Four Sigmatic. This is a vegan superfood mushroom beverage, and I am going to be trying reishi. So I am really excited, and I cannot wait to share with you what my results are incorporating this into my regime and sharing all the different products that they do carry, because they do have several other mushrooms that they incorporate into their superfoods. that is only one that I am going to be testing and trying. So there you go. I sure hope that this was very helpful. It is a lot of information. Again, I always encourage you to do your homework. I always encourage you to get a good doctor that is willing to work with you and to listen to you and willing to take the extra step and go the extra mile for your health. If you're not with a doctor that is willing to do that, I would be seeking one out. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for requesting this video. Again, I had also mentioned possibly doing a video talking about the importance of sleep and some of the sleep tips and advice that I share with my clients, some of the sleep disciplines that I incorporate in my life, because I do make sleep a priority, but it is a discipline. Just like eating clean and exercise is practicing discipline, exercising that discipline muscle, sleep is another one. So if you'd like me to do a video on that, please leave that in the comment section below. I would love to do that for you. Also stay tuned, as I will be sharing what my results are and what my thoughts are, including the reishi mushroom into my diet. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Take care.